derailment in southwest Calgary. The lengthy cleanup after 13 cars end up in a large area of wetland. Family identified a 7-year-old autistic girl who drowned in a stormwater pond minutes from home. And hit hard by grocery prices. Why Albertans are paying more than most other Canadians.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Camilla Di Giuseppe.
Good evening. It will take days to clear more than a dozen derailed freight train cars that ended up in a large body of water known as the Pritis Slough. That's right by McLeod Trail and Stony Trail near the southwest community of Silverado. And it's impacting local traffic. As Tyson Fedor reports, investigators, including those with the Transportation Safety Board, want to know exactly what caused 13 rail cars to jump the tracks this morning.
This Canadian Pacific Kansas City train was headed south of Calgary when it derailed before reaching city limits.
There's a screech.
13 rail cars carrying lumber, plywood, argon and propane ended up in the wetlands along Sheriff King Street southwest around 7:30 Monday morning. It's located just south of Stony Trail and west of McLeod Trail.
There's no obvious signs of any spill and no imminent hazard, so we do have a Calgary Fire Department hazardous materials team on scene.
Heavy machinery began to remove the abandoned rail cars while a containment boom was set up in the water. As for the cause, that is still under investigation by the Transportation Safety Board and CPKC officials.
As far as we can tell, all the containers are holding up and nothing has spilled. There are some construction and building materials, so that would be like wood products, that did fall off the train and are in the water, but they don't pose any particular hazard.
Nearby residents say they were unsure what had happened.
Well, I went over to Tim's this morning and I saw the train stop there. And we just went over to check on our neighbor's cats, and it's still there, so we went and looked it up, and it said that there was some cars that were in the pond there.
We hear the train all the time. I mean, it's always going, but I was kind of wondering why it was at a standstill.
The company says no crew members were injured. The city says that the provincial wetlands receive stormwater and helps slow sediments and remove other pollutants before the water reaches the Bow River.
It's natural wetlands. It's always there. The city is looking at a lot of development around that area. You know, the red line is going to be extended along there too with another maintenance shed, homes, housing, amenities, parklands. So yeah, it's a very nice wetlands that we need to preserve and enhance.
City staff say water quality testing of the wetland is being conducted with no concerns for significant impact. Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
To address the derailment, a portion of Sheriff King Street in Silverado is closed in both directions between Silverton Way, Silverado Way Southwest, and Silverado Boulevard, and will be until sometime Wednesday evening. A Calgary family is heartbroken after their 7-year-old autistic daughter drowned in a stormwater pond in the southeast community of Legacy Sunday. The family of Driana Matamona say the nonverbal girl wandered from the family home Sunday afternoon. Relatives say only a short time had passed before they realized Driana was missing. The family searched the area outside their home and found some clothing by the pond just minutes from Driana's home. We're told Driana's father jumped into the water and pulled her body to shore. He and others initiated life-saving measures until paramedics took over, but the little girl did not survive. A small memorial has been set up near the pond and a GoFundMe page has been set up to help Driana's family. A motorcyclist is in serious condition after a collision with a vehicle. It happened at the intersection of 47th Avenue and 85th Street Northwest at about 4 this afternoon. Police say the driver of the vehicle remained at the scene and was not hurt. 85th Street was closed northbound and southbound between 46th and 48th Avenues. An innocent bystander was sent to hospital after she was grazed by a bullet. It happened just before 5 a.m. Police say a gun was fired during an altercation between two men outside the Red Room Lounge, an after-hours bar in the East Village. A woman in her 20s was injured and taken to Foothills Hospital in serious but non-life-threatening condition. There's been no arrests, but investigators say upwards of 150 people were in the area when the shooting happened. They are pleading for more witnesses to come forward. This marks Calgary's 48th shooting in 2026. A Calgary plumbing company has pleaded guilty to one charge of failing to protect a worker. Mr. Mike's Plumbing was ordered to pay $330,000 in the 2023 trench death of 27-year-old apprentice Liam Johnston. As Kevin Green explains, 2/3 of that fine will go to a workplace safety campaign targeting young workers.
Liam Johnson died when this trench collapsed on him June 8, 2023. It took 12 hours and 25 dump truck loads of soil had to be removed before his body was recovered. His employer, Mr. Mike's Plumbing, pleaded guilty to one charge of failing to protect a worker's safety. Monday, court heard victim impact statements from Johnson's family.
I lost my imagined future. I lost the person that I was before that day. I lost a love that was certain and that was the greatest source of happiness in my life.
Appearing in court through closed-circuit television, Johnson's mother, Kim Iveson, said, "What has been lost is not just who Liam was, but everything he was going to be. I don't just grieve the past, I grieve the entire future that was taken away from us." His stepfather added, "There isn't a day that goes by that we don't feel his absence. The silence he's left behind is something we carry with us every single day." Mr. Mike's was originally charged with 11 counts under the Occupational Safety Act, but the judge agreed to a single guilty plea and a $330,000 fine.
The entire thing has been incredibly frustrating and disheartening. I think that overall, as a family, we're deeply unhappy with this outcome.
Mr. Mike's owner, Mike Brock, also read a statement accepting responsibility, telling court, "We failed as a company to provide the supervision and verification required to ensure those critical safety measures were followed before entry occurred. Our company has accepted responsibility for that failure, and I'm deeply sorry for the loss we caused." Through what's known as a creative sentencing order, $215,000 of the fine will go to the Injury Prevention Center to fund a public awareness campaign.
We're going to utilize social media, print, and video to actually launch a campaign that causes people to not only think and when they see it and recognize it, but also to pause and know how to speak it in terms of what hazard is going on.
That campaign is expected to start production this fall and run through into 2027. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
It's game on for Alberta. The new iGaming legislation takes effect today. The province and new online operators call it an important step forward. But some critics say these new rules don't go far enough. Moses Waldo explains.
You've likely encountered ads driving through Calgary, at a bus stop or in a mall in recent weeks, all leading up to Monday's announcement to allow Albertans to legally access 22 sports betting and casino companies beyond the government-run Play Alberta online gambling site.
Today, Albertans have a responsible, legal alternative where operators are held to high standards of conduct.
Play Alberta has over 434,000 registered player accounts. According to the government, hundreds of thousands more used offshore sites, which gave them no financial protection if a company shuts down and cut the province out of any financial benefit. Now, all that changes.
It's worth billions of dollars, and it's hard not to be cynical and think that the reason why the government is doing it is because they have billions of dollars in deficit. But I think part of it, too, is recognizing that there is value in making sure that consumers are protected.
The province is setting safeguards that include spending, betting, and time limits. There's also an exclusion program so people can ban themselves, as well as restrictions on advertising to minors and vulnerable Albertans.
From the very beginning, our focus has been clear. Protect Albertans, especially young people.
The new rules also state the use of athletes to promote betting sites are prohibited, unless it's marketed as player safety, such as BetMGM's use of Connor McDavid. However, one expert says some protections for minors are easy to get around.
Youth are actually using their parents' accounts or they're using other people's driver's licenses so that they can create their own account. The age gating is not sufficient.
And the same message is being echoed by an addiction psychologist.
I think the red flags will continue if there's not additional efforts put towards prevention and minimization of use.
The province will collect 20% of each company's revenue and expects to generate $76 million in its first year of operation. Of that, 2% will go to First Nations and 1% will go to help with social responsibility programs. Moses Wildu, CTV News, Calgary.
As Stampede tents come down, the city says they received noise complaints at a number of festival sites throughout the city. As of 11 a.m. Sunday, the city received 275 noise complaints relating to Stampede events and festival activities. Of those complaints, 165 were directed at Cowboys Music Festival. Right before the Stampede started, the city and the festival's owner came to an agreement, reducing bass levels and lowering overnight sound. The area councillor says one other change made a difference as well.
The move to having the events capped at midnight was very much appreciated by community members in the West End who are able to get to sleep, an hour and a half earlier than they would have otherwise. That move was a good move to sort of assuage some of the concerns that community have.
The city will provide a full summary of the noise complaints, including more context behind them, once it finishes reviewing the data. Gina is in with our first look at the weather, and you're mentioning that it's going to feel a little bit cooler, perhaps outside, but for those of us who have no air conditioning, it's going to still feel pretty much the same.
Yes, we don't get into the single digits for the next 24 hours here. So today we did get into the mid-20s for your high. Tomorrow's looking pretty similar for the most part. Tonight we will drop down to a low of 13 degrees, clear conditions throughout the evening here. And then tomorrow it'll be nice and sunny. We'll kick things off with about 16 degrees by tomorrow morning, getting up to 26 once again for the afternoon there. But some building cloud will be kind of the indicator of some briefly changing weather that'll arrive by midweek. Maybe see more clouds and showers in the forecast by Wednesday. I'll have all the details in your 5-day forecast.
Gina, thank you so much. Well, we've seen a fair share of tornadoes already this summer, but is it an unusually high number for Alberta? The experts weigh in next.
You're watching CTV News Calgary.
It's been hard not to notice the impact of high grocery prices. In Alberta, we might be feeling it the hardest among several provinces, according to one financial technology company which analyzed grocery spending among its users. Tyler Barrow reports.
Albertans are hurting from grocery costs, and possibly the most in the country. According to fintech company Coho's Grocery Gap report, which analyzed grocery spending trends among 173,000 users, including more than 28,000 Albertans, found people here spend over $50 on each grocery purchase, 18% higher than those in Ontario and 12% higher than British Columbians. Grocery shoppers here feel the pinch.
I can budget and I can get coupons and I can wait for the savings, and at this point it's tough to even do that.
It really does make you look at the prices. It really does make you make different choices.
I don't see why the cost would be higher here in Alberta.
The food bank helps over 920 families each day between its two locations. It attributes Albertans' high food costs to produce development happening in BC and Ontario, where they have longer growing seasons.
So unfortunately, we're adding that fuel surcharge to our groceries because we're having to bring it in from other places.
Demand for the food bank services continues to rise while donations drop. Typically, they have over 4 weeks of inventory. Now, it's just over 2 weeks. Here at Bethany Chapel, people try to do their part, providing hampers for 22 registered families per month. It also provides grade school kids with customized lunches.
I deal with a lot of low-income families that just can't make ends meet.
Coho's report also notes more people are using the Pay Later feature for grocery purchases. The service allows users to pay for goods over a longer time frame. Use has grown year over year by 109%.
We're seeing grocery spend climb. It's, people are really using it to manage everyday essentials.
Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
According to Coho's report, the average grocery spending per user jumped about 5% year over year. Well, people in Edmonton are cleaning up after a series of intense weekend storms rolled through. The Insurance Bureau of Canada says there has been hundreds of claims for water, hail, and wind damage. Some people say water came shooting out of the toilets, sinks, and drains like geysers. The Insurance Bureau of Canada says people have the choice of paying out of pocket or relying on their insurance company. Central Alberta has seen multiple tornadoes tear through campgrounds and rural areas in the last week. Miriam Valdez-Carletti looks at whether they are becoming more common.
The ferocity of a tornado is something to behold, a thrill Jason Whiting wanted to experience in person over the weekend.
Tornadoes such a phenomenon. You don't see them very often. Never know what you might find, so I headed out and went up the road to see what I could find.
He found this tornado by Tullabee Lake on Saturday and captured the whirling moment.
Seeing it from that perspective was kind of pretty unique and really lucky to see that.
As we get deeper into the summer, we're also right in the middle of tornado season in Alberta.
The season is June, July, August for the most part in the prairies, with a peak in July. So tornadoes are kind of a regular occurrence.
The Northern Tornado Project says we're seeing more activity than usual. Alberta has seen 24 tornadoes so far this year, blowing away the totals for the last 7 years. One of the biggest factors is the heavy rain we've been seeing since June.
The weather patterns seem to be stuck in place, and we keep getting the storms developing again and again over various parts of the prairies.
If you find yourself at risk of a tornado, it's advised to find stable, solid cover, like a basement, to stay safe. Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
Gina's up next with her Skywatch forecast. For now, very calm conditions for our region. She's got those details next.
It's another warm day out there today, but we've managed so far in July to avoid the heat warnings in Calgary so far. And looking ahead to this work week, we're not going to meet the criteria to meet those heat warnings, at least for now. But that's a different story the more east we go. Places like Thunder Bay today, 39 degrees, as a pretty powerful high pressure system hovers over parts of the U.S. Midwest and into Manitoba, Ontario, and parts of Quebec. So a lot of heat to the east of us. We're staying just a little bit above seasonal for the rest of the week here. So 26 degrees is what we're preparing for tomorrow. We managed to get to a high of about 26 today as well. 24 for Lethbridge tomorrow, 28 in Medicine Hat, 27 if you're joining us in Brooks. It's cooking though over in Kelowna. They're still going to be very hot tomorrow, the high of 36. But by the time Tuesday afternoon comes around, we'll start to see some clouds move in as well. Here's a look at that upper air pattern though, showing that very dominant high pressure system funneling all that heat into parts of eastern Canada right now. But we're right on the outskirts of it, and we're going to remain that way throughout the next couple of days here. In fact, there's this little trough over the Pacific here that's bringing in some precipitation that's clashing with all this dry heat, and that's why we're preparing for some clouds to develop and maybe some showers by midweek as well, which actually would be quite welcome after this extended period of warm weather that we've been having here in Alberta. We'll see this low eventually start to drift into BC there, and when it does, it'll create another opportunity for some instability on Friday afternoon and into early Friday evening for us. But as it stands right now, not expecting any severe thunderstorms or any really severe active weather to be heading our way. Medicine Hat could see some thunderstorms by midweek, but again, nothing too severe on the horizon this week for Calgary and the surrounding area. We're just going to see temperatures throughout southern Alberta in the mid-20s, picking up into the 30s the more east you go. And like I mentioned, Medicine Hat could see some midweek instability. For us, it'll be that building cloud over the next couple of days. Chance for some showers on Wednesday, back into the sunshine for Thursday there. And by the time the weekend comes around, we're into the high 20s with a 40% chance of thunderstorms on Friday.
Thanks, Gina. All around, it was a pretty good run of the Calgary Stampede, and the high attendance means a solid economic windfall beyond the park grounds.
Roman wanted the short ball. Payton finally goes. Mousy breaks the deadlock.
Calgary FC hosting the Vancouver Whitecaps and German star Thomas Muller of Major League Soccer at Spruce Meadows tonight. The Calgary put on a staunch effort, tying Vancouver 1-1, but the Whitecaps win the two-game home-and-home series in the Canadian Championship competition, 5-2 on the aggregate. Calgary does not move on. Their next regular season game is July 18 against Halifax. Today, players with Wild FC, Calgary's women's professional soccer team, took part in an informal kickabout session on the Children's Hospital lawn. It's part of the hospital's recreation-based summer camp program. Wild FC is getting ready to host the Montreal Roses at McMahon Stadium Friday night. The Rangeland Derby wrapped up last night with Jamie Laboucaine capturing his first championship.
I'm still taking it in. I kind of kept calm and composed till I crossed that finish line, and then it kind of hit me, and I'm just riding a high right now. Enjoy it while it lasts, because, you know, these times are fleeting.
Laboucaine defeated two-time champion Jason Glass by 2.09 seconds and was one of the week's strongest drivers, posting the fastest time on 5 of the 10 nights of racing. It was his second straight appearance in the championship final heat. Another Calgary Stampede is in the books, and this year continued a 3-year trend of strong attendance. As the Stampede celebrates, so too are some businesses. Tommy Osborne with more.
The Midway is hitting the highway, as the Calgary Stampede says it had another successful year that saw more than 1.4 million visitors.
During the 10 days of the Calgary Stampede alone, the Calgary Stampede generated $389 million of economic impact for the province of Alberta, and we would expect this year's number would be very much similar to that.
That means from large corporations to small vendors, Stampede revenue is key.
This is my income for the year and another few shows, but this is one of the busiest, best shows.
The new executive director of the Calgary Downtown Association says she wants to keep the core hospitable, since it's an entry point for many visitors, especially during Stampede.
Maybe this is where they stay or where they head. So we want the downtown to really be that best foot forward.
Cavernous opened in early 2025, and co-owner John King welcomed the additional foot traffic downtown and says business quadrupled during the Stampede.
It's all about word of mouth. Our business is built on both memberships, so we have regular members in here who bring in their friends, colleagues, family. But it's also important for us to have a walk-in crowd because people have never seen our concepts.
Despite the vibes and economic benefits, animal rights groups once again raised concerns about the rodeo and chuckwagon events. The Calgary Humane Society is investigating after a saddle bronc horse was smacked and pulled at in the chute. Animal Justice says it filed 2 more complaints about rough handling of animals in the chutes. Another horse was badly injured when 2 chuckwagons collided.
An initial exam revealed no fractures, but the injury is considered serious.
The horse was transferred via ambulance to a veterinary clinic, but its condition is unclear. Tommy Osborne, CTV News, Calgary.
All right, that's it for us here at CTV News at 11:30. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you soon.